Hi everyone, my name is Brent. I am an avid My Hero fan and a big time gamer. And some of my guild members have convinced me to start a YouTube channel just to share some tips and tricks that I've learned through playing the strongest hero. And yeah, hopefully some of the things are helpful to some of you guys. So I figured I would start with kind of a few videos, a series on beginners, right, and how to start the game. Most of us have probably been playing for a while, but if you're new, you might be overwhelmed looking at this menu. And granted, a lot of these things are locked, and you kind of unlock them slowly, but they are still pretty overwhelming. So I'm gonna open with a video kind of talking about, since this is a gacha, the summoning system. It's a little out of order because that's not what you unlock first, but it's a gacha. It's kind of the most important thing, and it's how the game functions. So you have at any given time at least 6 banners, I believe. So I'm going to go through them one at a time and talk about where to put your hero coins, right? Just for clarity, hero coins are the premium currency of the game, and they're fairly expensive, as with most gachas. So, you'll want to spend them wisely, especially if you're free to play, right? Now, starting out, we have Class 1A Rally. In this banner, you can get Momo, Tokoyami, Shoto, and Bakugo. I don't know why I alternated first and last name. That's just how they are in my head. You can also get the rank A characters, Mineta, Ochako, Tenya, Sue, Ojiro, and Mina. And then Deku, Kaminari, and Kirishima as B rank characters. You can also get a memory shard. A single memory shard is not much. So I do plan, as I go on, to do some in-depth character analyses, so I don't really want to spend time here doing that. Here I'm mostly just talking about the banners. All of these characters are always available, and you get one free summon every day. On top of that, these tickets cost the same amount as event tickets, which we'll see in a minute. My biggest suggestion, never spend your hero coins on this banner. I did at the start. It was a mistake. You get quite a few of them through the story mode. You get one a day after that, and it does take a while to hit pity, but honestly, these characters aren't even that great, and there are other ways to get shards for technically all of them, but I'll say most. I'll cover that in a little while as well. But the takeaway here is this banner is not worth your premium currency. Alright, next up, this banner, the support card Sniper. This banner is always here as well. You don't get a free pull every day. You do get a fair amount of pulls throughout the game, but I would still say that it's not worth hero coins, just because they are always there. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how this banner works, because whether or not you use hero coins, you will be summoning on this a lot. So they have an interesting mechanic here, and you get to focus your cards. What that means is, if you check the details, you can see the drop rate. So you can get any of these 6-star cards, any of these 5-star, or these 4, 3, 2, and 1. But if you switch your focus, so random gives me any of those. Note that the only way to get these first 4 active cards here the only way to do that is with random, but each one is just as likely to come up as any other one. You can focus on a specific character's EX cards. An EX card is that character's, it's specific to that character. It increases their damage, just straight damage for 1, which you'd think is good, and it's okay, but really, in my experience, the other one is usually the better one. For example, for Deku, this increases his damage when he's using One for All. That's a 36% damage increase when he's using that quirk skill, which, again, I'll go into later, or a 12% overall. So usually their specific quirk card is better. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend focusing on, personally, any character EX card. I have seen some players who focus exclusively on Uravity or on Tenya because they are some pretty solid characters. I just personally don't think it's worth it, but that is up to you. Definitely don't waste your time on Deku like I did at the beginning. Unfortunately, as with most gachas, when you get a free character to start, he's not the best character. So the only characters I think are possibly worth it are right here. But really, these passives down here are kind of where it's at. Muscular is not great. Compress is maybe okay, but the other ones are typically your best focus. I spend a lot of my time focusing here, Mirio and Cold Shot. Cold Shot increases crit rate, Mirio increases attack and restores special skills. So these are some good cards. That's where I put my focus, but you know, you can switch it around as often as you please. When you're focusing, what this means is anytime I get a 6-star card, it will definitely be one of these 2 cards. So that's the way this banner works. Again, I wouldn't pull on it unless you have these tickets. I wouldn't spend hero coins. The third banner that's going to be up, and this cycles every 2 weeks, is an S rank character focus banner. Here, it can still drop all of the A and B characters from the Class 1A rally, but rather than having all 4 of the S, you only have one specific S character. This 2-week period is it looks like it's 1 week, I'm sorry. So this 1-week period is Shoto. Next week will be another character. It cycles between Shoto, Bakugo, Momo, and Tokoyami. Once again, don't pull on this banner. I can't stress that enough. The main reason here is it uses precious event tickets, which are the same price as regular tickets, Event Recruit. They're 250 hero coins, but it shares a pity with the next banner I'll show you. You really don't want to reset your pity drawing Shoto, who is always available and is not quite as good as most of the premium characters, when you could get a premium character. So, you know, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your currency. I'm just here to give you what I have learned. And personally, I would never and have never pulled on these banners. Next up is your character, your premium character of the week, right? These are 2 weeks. These are banners that I focus a lot more on. And you know, I didn't really talk about the way pulling dupes works. I guess I'll come to that later. So let me focus on this one last. All right, we'll come back to it. Here is your character's cards for whichever character is focused this week. Pulling their cards really depends on who the character is. For For Stain, I don't think it's too important that I get his cards. For for a character like Endeavor, I think it was worth it to pull those. I'll go into more detail about each character, their active cards, and how important they are. But for the most part, I would say if you want the cards, pull for it if you get these tickets. But the main point where your hero coins should be spent is going to be characters. And there are a lot of reasons for that. A lot of ways that having more heroes makes your overall BP stronger. It increases you in a lot of ways. So you want to make sure you have as many characters as you can. They're also so rare that they just bring a breath of new life into the game. And they keep it a little more fun, whereas, you know, the cards don't really change much. So only pull for cards if you really want them, if you have the extra currency, or if they're really good. But for the most part, focus on heroes. I will talk to about pulling dupes of cards in just a moment. But first I want to talk about the last banner we have in this, you know, period. It's Endeavor. So my advice is going to be don't pull for active cards. That said, pull for Endeavor. This card is one of the best, most important cards in the game. It really is a game changer. I hate to admit it because I don't like pulling for active cards. I'm very much focused on getting new heroes, but this will help you in multiple modes. There are some active cards that are better and more worth pulling than others, Endeavor being an example. Maybe I'll go through the cards in a video and kind of say which ones I think are worth really trying to get. Alright, so this video I think has kind of gone on for a while. I don't want to talk in circles too much, so the last thing I want to talk about is what happens when you pull multiple, and should you try to get more than one copy of a character. So I'm gonna use Stain as the example. He's a bad example for my advice, because essentially when you pull a character, an S rank character, you get 90 shards. 90, I guess, memory fragments. And to go to rank SS, each resonance costs 9, and you need 20 resonances, which means you have to pull him twice to get up to rank SS. Twice after the first initial pull. After that, you'll need to go to, I should have a character at every rank. I'm excited to be so you'll have to go to SS. Now you need 13 fragments each resonance. That comes out to about 3 more pulls, so you're up to 6 now. And lastly, to go to SS, or I'm sorry, to go to SS plus, you need 25 and 20 of those. That comes out to about 6 more pulls, I believe. All in all, you're going to need 12 pulls, including your initial, to get a character to SS plus. Now that does increase quite a bit of their battle power. As you can see, they have a skill for each rank, so these top skills are usually pretty good. That said, I very rarely pull for anything past S. There is a shard shop where you can, once you get a SS plus character, you can trade out their shards, convert their shards to this memory shard coin, and then buy shards of other people. So that is a way to go beyond S. But, you know, if you're going to put some money into the game, if you love a character, maybe it's worth pulling more. But if you're free to play, and you know, I think your focus should be on getting everyone to rank S, because that's going to give you the most overall utility in the game. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the support cards. When you have multiple of a support card, so for example, I have Recovery Girl here at Limit Break 1. If I put another one in, I can break through to Limit Break 2. That increases the stats, it increases the maximum level, and the effect of the card. So that'll all improve with breakthroughs. However, I believe you need 12 copies of a card as well to break through to max of a 6-star card. Pulling that many is gonna be kind of whale territory. It's gonna be tough. So do with that information what you will. But my advice in summoning is focus on getting your premium event characters. Some are better than others. I'll try to make a tier list to share, but focus on getting your characters, and that would be this banner here. That's pretty much it for the summoning system. I hope that this helps. You know, if you come on and see this many banners, I hope this helps kind of sort it out. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.